What is going on, people? It is Android here, and today I've got a gameplay commentary. Not really going to be discussing the gameplay or anything like that, but quickly to note, I do pretty well in this game. I was in like a really bad lobby. I don't know. I must have skipped system, whatever the matchmaking thing is. Is that even still a thing? I feel like that was an idea, but I don't even know if it's still working. Anyway, so today what I want to talk about is a new game that's going to be released, I believe, sometime this year, in 2013, but I don't exactly have all the dates on that. One quick note, my friend TryHardHero is going to be making a similar video discussing the game. I'm sure he'll do a much better job giving you all the details and stuff on it. I just saw a trailer for it, looked like a pretty interesting game, and I decided to give my input on it. But if you're interested in more details, check out the video. If he's uploaded it, it'll be in the description. If not, still go check out his channel. Link to that will be in the description. Anyway, so the game that I'm discussing today is entitled Destiny, if you couldn't tell by the title of this video. And it's being produced by Bungie, which we all know was the makers of Halo, the Halo trilogy, Reach through Halo 3, which I guess I gave you the order, but that's not how they were released. And it's being published by Activision, which Call of Duty, a bunch of other big title games that we all know and love. So you're really going to get an interesting look at it. And that's one of the things they were actually noting in early descriptions of the game, is that it definitely has that Bungie sci-fi feel to it, but they definitely do a good job of adding sort of the Activision touch, where it's very, dark, really refined, and just has a great atmosphere for a really sort of sci-fi fighting game. So to give you a basic description of what the storyline seems to be, you are humanity, obviously, and humanity has almost been extinct. Aliens came, they've attacked your planet. You're in a similar situation as you were in Halo. Now, before Earth could get completely destroyed, a special orb, which I don't really know what it is, it's called the Traveler, injected a small part of Earth with a special power to sort of defend itself. That part's still confusing me, but what happens is now that Earth sort of recollected itself, now that humanity sort of started to rebuild its feet again, you're going to start venturing back out into the rest of the Earth. So you're on a very confined, I don't know what word, you're in a very enclosed portion of Earth right now, and then you're going to venture off in other areas where different alien species are, fight them, get achievements, etc. So you're going to play as a Guardian, I believe they're called, which is a special character. I basically think it's a Spartan, because it's a warrior with, it's basically a soldier with special powers given to it by the Traveler, so you'll have, I'm sure, special abilities, something like that. But what's really awesome is you can customize it. So there's different classes. I believe right now we have the Titan, the Warlock, and the Hunter, I believe it's called. There's an image of that. I'll link a really good article I was reading on it in the description as well. So yeah, definitely check the description for links. So you'll be able to pick your class. I'm assuming you'll have character customization. You'll be able to look at all of that stuff. That's really makes your character unique. Now, what's interesting about the game is it's going to take on a first-person shooter, however, in an MMO category. And what I think it's being described as my friend told me, is a shared shooter, which is basically you have your single quest. However, when you're going about them, you will encounter other characters who may be going along with a similar quest. So you can either, go lone wolf and do it solo, but if you see someone who seems to be, undergoing the same mission, objective, whatever it is as you guys can team up and work under a co-op platform. So what they're kind of doing with that is they're connecting sort of social connections in games, messaging, things like that, and really gonna work on moving that into the campaign. So for example, if I'm playing and I sign up for a quest, I can, they want to develop this sort of social media platform like COD Elite, and not so basic where you just get stats and stuff, but where you can really interact with your gaming peers. Anyway, so you play this role as the Guardian, and you're going to go basically travel around the Earth, completing objectives, trying to increase, humanity's presence sort of help revive the society. And what you'll do when completing missions is earn gold. There's a active commerce system in the game. That's not really anything too new. I mean, you don't really see it on Xbox, I guess, but when you complete missions, you'll get gold. When you kill things, you'll get gold. That's what I'm assuming it's going to be like. And then you can probably use that for upgrades, weapons, things like that, and really just sort of spec out your character the way you like. Which is really awesome, because what I could see that being applied to is they've also stated there's going to be a multiplayer mode. So therefore, if they've got some sort of arena type shooter, basically what I'm thinking it would be is, so say you enter a lobby, and then the game is going to not necessarily randomly sort you, maybe do some sort of skill-based matchmaking to make the teams even. And then you'd fight, and the winning team would receive a certain amount of gold, and then you can use that to go improve your character and then go back to the multiplayer competitive scene. So I think that's going to be really, really awesome. Like, that's probably one of the things I'm excited for, especially when you can upgrade your character and things like that. That's going to make it a lot of fun, especially because, you know, I'm sure you could see, say, Call of Duties like that, but to really have full control over what, you know, everything your character is, you know, from skills and attributes to weapons and things like that. If that is applied, I could see that being really, really fun. The other thing is I could see the whole commerce system being really nice for using, you know, wager matches and things like that. Excuse me. Wow, I don't think I've talked for 6 minutes straight on a subject like that in a while, but I'll try to slow myself down. I feel like I'm going fast. With all of that, it's really going to be interesting to see how they sort of pull it off. They want to develop a really unique single player platform, and the way they describe it is it's not like its own separate console, and it's not a game. It's really going to have this interactive environment where they say they don't even want to be able to predict or know what's occurring within the game. So that's really cool. That's really unique, and I could see it being, I'm gonna be honest, I see it pretty good, and I really am looking forward to it. So just to round off, basically what I've been covering today, it's we've got a really awesome first-person shooter that's also going to be an MMO, where you're fighting as a guardian who has special powers wielded by the Traveler, and there's going to be both an immersive single-player campaign. I use that term lightly because you will be able to do it co-oply, but as an MMO style, if that makes any sense. And then there'll also be multiplayer, which I'm assuming is going to be like an arena style, but, you know, I can't really make any definitive answers on that. My overall opinion of the game really looks awesome. And they kind of mentioned how they, you know, people were asking Bungie, what are you going to do that's going to be bigger than Halo? And to be honest, I think this is their best bet. They're doing something really new, unique, not really seen on anything on console before, because me and my friend were talking about that, or what I say, yeah, my friend and I'm sorry, I'm trying to check my grammar. My friend and I were talking about that, and there's really no game on the console right now that's really going to fit this sort of genre, and you know, hopefully do as good of a job as Bungie and Activision will do on it. I will be getting it, and I'm actually going to look into pre-ordering it because it looks really good, and, you know, I don't see too many things taking down Call of Duty, but I think this could get close. Last thing, I know I've been umming and ahhing a lot, I apologize. The last thing I wanted to mention briefly, well, it was actually two things. Thing number one, as of right now, it's set to be on Xbox 360, PS3, so both those previous gen consoles, as well as, I mean, we have to assume with the new next gen consoles coming out, it's got to be being developed for those. That's my assumption. And it will be non-subscription based, so you don't need to pay an extra, which makes sense. Because people are like, okay, all those MMOs you have to pay on top of, but since there's no really viable computer online gaming thing, it makes sense how you'd have to pay for a subscription on those. But since it's on console, since you pay for Xbox Live, well, I guess if you're on PlayStation, and I guess PlayStation you just get off easy, but since you pay for Xbox, it's not, I don't think it's too outlandish there. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in the game, I may know, if more information comes out, I may make a second video, but for right now, probably just going to leave this one up. If you did find it interesting, found it informational, please leave a like. If you are interested in any of my commentaries, any of my stuff like that, please, by all means, subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching. So, I'll see you guys later. I'm out.